In 2019, my gut was completely wrecked. I had IBS, I was bloated, I had cramps, I had constipation and diarrhea mixed around each other, and I was just reacting to everything. So I was basically stuck in a cycle of eat, suffer, and then guess, and then repeat once again. So I learned 5 steps to actually reverse everything and get rid of all of the symptoms. So firstly, I understood that my ecosystem was burned down. So the first step that I then took was to actually test and understand the situation inside of my gut. Something my conventional doctors did not do or did not say that I had the grounds to actually do, or the symptoms to do. So what I found, as you can see here, was that I had a lot of something called imbalanced flora, which is basically stuff that is neither pathogenic, but it also does not serve you any good purpose. And I also had very low levels of bacteria that were good for me. I also had yeast overgrowth. I had microscopic yeast, which can indicate a lot of things. I had inflammation markers. I had parasites. And ultimately, all of this stuff that I found inside of here was an indication that I had to do something to restore optimal function. Because in conventional medicine, they very often neglect what is optimal, but only look at what is, critical to remove, which is great. And you obviously have to do that if you get a serious infection. But they weren't looking at what was optimal. And I wanted an optimal life, and I wanted optimal health. So the second step was to actually remove the bad stuff. I would take herbals. I would go on an elimination diet. I would do fasting protocols. I would do a lot of good stuff that would support my gut health. In addition, I would start to rebuild my gut in the third step. And that could be everything from digestive enzymes to bitters to probiotics, prebiotics, and a mix of all of this. And the purpose here was, of course, to rebuild the ecosystem. And the fourth step was to actually start to rebalance my lifestyle, to understand how lifestyle factors like sleep and nutrition, movement, and also DNA and all the environmental factors that were surrounding me could all affect my health and my life. And actually starting to rebuild, rebalance, and get this into sync and according to my values and according to my desired health. So if all this sounds interesting, you can follow us for more info. We also cover all of this in detail inside of Grow Health. Cheers.